Rock and roll reality check. Tonight, the earthquake that has caused so much damage and death in Los Angeles. Also tonight, deadly drugs. 100% heroin is claiming victims across the country.
Canada Tonight, the nation's news first. Here is Tony Parsons.
Good evening, and we begin tonight not in Canada but in California, where they've been still assessing the damage from this morning's earthquake. It was a big one, but two things kept the death toll surprisingly low. The quake happened at 4:30 in the morning, and this also happens to be the Martin Luther King holiday in the United States, so the freeways and office buildings and the shopping malls were mostly empty. And that's a good thing, as you're about to see in our top story tonight. The quake registered 6.6 on the Richter scale, not as strong as some in recent years, but unusually destructive because of its location in a populous area. It knocked out power in much of Southern California and shook buildings from San Diego to Las Vegas, 300 miles away. It also collapsed freeway bridges and overpasses, burst natural gas and water lines, causing fires in the middle of floods. Scores of buildings collapsed, and tonight all of Los Angeles is warned not to drink the water because of possible contamination. Here's how the news coverage has unfolded today, much of it live at a time on what they're already calling the Great Quake of '94.
Not quite 2.5 hours since the quake hits, just after 4:30 a.m. Pacific time, 7:30 Eastern time this morning. The quake measured 6.6 by most of the seismological estimates we're getting on the Richter scale. It hit, as we said, at 4:31 Pacific time. It was still dark, still is out there. There has been only one report of a fatality. We have no reports of serious injuries.
The Santa Monica Freeway is closed after a section collapsed about an hour ago. And there are also reports of major damage to the Simi Valley Freeway as well.
Good morning again. We are over the 14-5 interchange here with the southbound transition road of the Highway 14 has completely collapsed onto both sides. So far, we've watched the County Fire Air Unit make one trip to Holy Cross Hospital here. Sure, they've taken one patient so far.
Jason, was anybody hurt in this immediate neighborhood that you know of?
Yeah, what happened was this truck right here, this white dually, right? We had the water, I guess the line broke or something like that, and what happened was this truck tried to shoot through it, ended up igniting the fire somehow, and it blew up. We were all out here, it knocked us all down.
Right. I don't know. We don't know. What about the people in the truck? Do you know the person in the truck?
I believe they're deceased. I'm not sure.
We're standing right at the Havenhurst exit. It is shut down, I guess, on both sides of Balboa, according to what the authorities say, eastbound and westbound.
Point of reference, this freeway was built 10 years after the Somar quake. So it was built earthquake safe according to all the known standards at the time. And there you see now that the 6.6 earthquake has definitely caused severe damage to this freeway.
What you're looking at here right now is a 4-foot section of the Santa Monica eastbound freeway between Fairfax and La Cienega, which literally lifted up. The freeway here did not sink down, I'm told by Caltrans, but the freeway literally lifted up. Here is the car. It's a Wall Street Journal delivery truck, which smashed into this 4-foot section of concrete here. We understand that the driver sustained some very serious head injuries, and I'm sure he's been taken to the hospital.
I want to point out for our viewers that we're looking at some videotape of Granada Hills, flames shooting up over the area. Apparently there's been a water main rupture there. You see water filling the streets, homes on fire. Just really scenes that we're seeing repeated throughout Southern California.
Well, what we're seeing here is the Bullock's department store, which you all saw, and as we're rotating around the area here, I'm seeing structural damage on top here of the parking, at the parking lot. The parking garage has caved in. The top has collapsed. And as we keep coming around, there's another part of another building just on the opposite side of this that is totally collapsed. So that's 3 structures that we see in this vicinity, if not more, that have collapsed in the Northridge Fashion Mall.
Well, we've still got incidents coming in. We are actively working on over 100 incidents right now. The latest being the derailed train. There's a report of a chemical spill at the Tarzana Hospital. Also, there is a good-going fire going now at Cal State North.
I need to explain there is a major gas leak right underneath us behind this building, or what's left of it, so we may have to leave rather quickly. But let me show you. That used to be an apartment. That used to be a third floor of an apartment. Okay, now what I'm going to show you is what happened here. I need to say people were pulled out of here until a little while ago. Everybody is okay.
We have seen a number of instances like this where there have been ruptured gas lines burning out of control right next to ruptured water lines, which are spewing out of control. We are still trying to get some more information about exactly where things stand at this particular point.
10 fatalities so far, and it's definitely a state of emergency in the Los Angeles area.
When the quake hit here and began shaking, the building, a 3-story apartment building with about 300 occupants, 150 apartments, actually collapsed downwards, so that what you see now as the first floor early this morning was the second floor. Inside, authorities say they have discovered 6 bodies. 6 people were killed. They believe they may have discovered a 7th. 8 people have been seriously injured.
The person in the green car somehow was able to just get out of his car, according to eyewitnesses, and miraculously walk away from it all. But on top of the collapsed portion of this freeway, as you can see directly behind me, is a motorcycle, and that was the Los Angeles police officer who was killed. That car that you see on there contained a woman who was 6 months pregnant. She was critically injured, and all of the injured, as we are told, were rushed to the hospital by helicopter.
And it's not over. The aftershocks are still coming, and rescue teams are still searching for victims. The earthquake ruptured water and gas mains. In some places, these flames are actually shooting up through the floodwaters. Fire is a major concern, as forecasters are predicting those warm Santa Ana winds will begin kicking up here in the Los Angeles area later today.